the things below. When I moved into the old house on Ivy Lane, I didn't think much about the basement. It was a fixer-upper, one of those classic Victorian homes with tall windows, creaky floors, and a wraparound porch. I planned to restore it and maybe sell it later. It was supposed to be a project, a fresh start. But the basement was a different story. The basement door was set oddly, at the far end of the kitchen, with a heavy iron lock that felt too industrial for a house this old. The realtor had warned me that the previous owner was eccentric, obsessed with security, even in the basement. I'd figured it was just storage down there, maybe a wine cellar, and didn't pay it any mind. On the first night, I'd planned to do a quick check of every room. The basement, though, was locked up tight, so I put off investigating until the morning. I couldn't shake the feeling of something watching me as I went to bed, but I chalked it up to the house's atmosphere. All places had a way of breathing around you, of settling and shifting. The next day, I found a key labeled basement in a drawer in the kitchen. It was old and rusted, like it hadn't been used in years. I fit it into the lock, twisted, and after a few tense seconds, the door creaked open. Cold, damp air wafted up, bringing with it an earthy smell. I shone my flashlight down the stone steps, but all I could see was blackness. Each step down felt colder, as if I were descending into the depths of the earth. The walls were rough stone, and the stairs creaked underfoot. Reaching the bottom, I scanned the room. It was larger than I'd expected, with stone pillars and archways that gave it a labyrinthine feel. But one thing caught my eye immediately: strange markings, scratched into the walls and floors like claw marks. At first, I thought maybe it was an animal that had somehow gotten trapped, but the marks were too deliberate, too uniform. They formed symbols I didn't recognize, patterns that felt wrong to look at, like they had meaning, just one I couldn't decipher. A scraping sound echoed from deeper within the basement, a sound like metal dragging across stone. Every nerve in my body screamed at me to leave, but curiosity got the better of me. I ventured further, shining my flashlight around the corners. That's when I saw it, an old, heavy door at the far end of the room, half hidden in shadow. The door was carved with more of those strange symbols, and there was no handle, only a small slit at the top. I leaned in, peering through, but could see only darkness. The scraping sound grew louder. Whirling around, I found myself staring into an empty hallway. Nothing was there. Just as I exhaled a shaky breath, I heard it again, closer this time. It was like a whisper, but one that felt as if it was inside my head.